Hey everybody, impromptu video. I was just sitting here thinking, dogs. My first dog was named Pugsley. It was a Pekingese Pomeranian mix who was just the goofiest dog ever would want. And we had a Chihuahua at the time. That wasn't my dog. It belonged to Dad. They would pick Dad and said, "You're mine. Everybody else can die." And her name was Jezebel. And Jezebel would sit on the arm of the chair and bask in the sun. Her eyes would roll back in her head, and she would just bask in the sun. Well, one night I was sitting there reading a book in the chair. Of course, this was the 70s, so we read books. And I noticed that Pugsley came out around the corner and peeked around the corner. Saw Jezebel there. Creeped just really close. Got right underneath Jezebel. Went, "Ah!" And took off running. Jezebel took off like a shot. Chased him into the other room. And then Jezebel went back to the arm of the chair and was just watching for Pugsley to come back so she could tear into her. He was the goofiest dog ever. We'd come home one night, and Dad and I walked through the kitchen and into the living room. And the living room, it looked like it had snowed in the living room because there was just chunks of foam everywhere. And through the center of the couch, Pugsley's head popped up. Boom! And she took off. And Dad went, "Use your body attacks." And I'm like, "No, Dad, don't kill her, don't kill her." And my dad started laughing. He goes, "No, I wasn't going to kill her, but you gotta punish her for doing something stupid." And the look on his face, he goes, "Oh my God, look at the living room was filled with fuzz. You know, you goofy ass dog." And then I went in the Army, and there was years without dogs. And when I got out, got married, and I wanted to get another dog because, I love dogs. Got a beagle named Bert. Bought him from a guy named Egbert. And he was the epitome of FU. My first wife's parents had a cabin up by the Yellowstone. And we'd get up there, Bert would jump out, walk around, and then take off. The first time he came back, completely covered in blood. We'd figure, "Oh my God, did a bear get him?" And we washed him all up. Not a scratch on him. So he had gone out, found something, killed it, rolled around in his blood like a Viking berserker, and then went, "Ha ha, I win. I'm going to go home now." And okay, so I guess he's safe. Nothing in the woods around here is going to be safe. But I tried working with him to train him to be search and rescue. Because there's a lot of search and rescue groups up there. And I figured that'd be something cool to get into. Do search and rescue. So I would take my daughter, I would take one of her dirty socks and I'd put it on a fishing pole. And I'd walk around and, follow it and take it places. And I'd tell my daughter to run and, go run around the corner on the other side of the block and see if Bert could find her. Bert would take it, just go. He found her a couple. He started finding her. He'd follow her track and okay, we're ready to go. We're going to try this. And we were up at Yellowstone at the cabin, and there was a lost little boy. Well, we went, well, we'll try our dog. We'll take him up there. Do you have anything, because they had hundreds of dogs. I go, let my dog get a scent. We'll see if we can find him. So he smells the T-shirt. Boom, takes off running. I'm like, all right, he found it. He'll find it. Oh, this will be great. He'll rescue a child. Well, he ran all the way back to the cabin, was sitting on my daughter's lap. Yeah. Dumb dog. And I had a Border Collie, Springer Spaniel mix, great dog. Named Sparky, great dog. And they were good dogs. And then one day I got a divorce. She kept the dogs because I couldn't take them. She kicked me out of the house. And just as I got a house, she told me that they'd both been poisoned and they were dead. A couple of years go by, and the pain goes away. And you go, wow, I want another dog. And my new wife, Kim, she loved boxers, and I never even thought about a boxer. So we found a guy who had boxers, and there was a reverse brindle boxer named Mac. And I'll do a video of Mac. He was the best dog in the world. He was just wonderful. He loved everybody. If you were working in the kitchen, he would go in the kitchen and put his head down. So as soon as food hit the floor, he would have it. One night, Kim is making hamburgers, and she makes a big hamburger and sets it there. Makes another one, sets it there. Makes another one, sets it. And notices that she doesn't have any balls of hamburger. Mac is sitting there. She makes another one, sets it there. Dog ate 2 pounds of hamburger, raw hamburger, in like 9 seconds. My daughter had one of those living baby dolls that looked so realistic. My dog would not leave its side. And I've posted a video of that when my son was young, and I go, okay, Nate, go in there, pick up the baby, put it on your shoulder, pat it. And Bert jumps up, or Mac jumps up, looking at him like, okay, put the baby doll down. Okay, puts the baby doll down, but he sniffs the baby doll, sits down. We leave the room, the dog lays down. He was not going to leave that baby. He was the protector. I'm thinking, what a great dog, protecting kids. Well, the house we lived in, on either side of me, I had little girls. And I had my patio furniture out in front of my house underneath this big red oak. And they would come over and sit on my patio furniture and have tea parties. And the one little girl had a German Shepherd, big German Shepherd. And he would come lay down with them. And Mac is like, whoa, I want to come play. So he would jump the fence and go lay down with the girl and protect the girls. Those were the most protected little girls. I found this out because I came home one day. Mac looks up, sees me, jumps the fence, runs back around the house, through the doggy doors, and right by the front door where he should be, waiting for me to open up the door. But he protected the neighbor's kids. If the neighbor's kids were there, he was right next to them going, I got you. The neighbor lady had several children. And one day she went out, she was going to do some gardening. She had the baby in a bassinet. And she set it there, and she ran over and grabbed a tool. Mac jumps the fence, goes over and sits down. lays down next to the baby in the little car carrier thing. And she came back out and, good boy, Mac, go home. Mac jumped the fence, went home. When he died, that killed me. He was the best dog. But while we had him, we had Eddie, special ed. Eddie couldn't dog. He just couldn't dog. And he would walk into walls. He would sit there and stare at a wall. Just a white wall, just stare at it. Like something was happening, or he could hear bugs in the wall or something, and then he'd go sit out by his best friend, which was a trailer. And then we had Rudy. Rudy, the unpug-faced pug dog. Rudy killed the neighbor's chihuahua. So we had to get rid of Rudy. Pugs are mean. Thank God they're not bigger. If there was a 200-pound pug, it would kill us all. But now I've got Gus. After years of not having a dog and traveling, Denver, Alabama, living in apartments and not having the ability to have a dog. Kim ran into a guy at Walmart, and Kim was like, no, we're not getting a dog. Kim came home with a dog. And Gus is a goof. But I think back of all the dogs that I've had, and everybody has that one dog they had. And that was Mac. Mac was just love. If Kim was sitting down, Mac was sitting right next to her. Just love your mom, leaning on her, being there for her. Eddie was a great breathing pillow, but Mac was the best dog ever. Gus is now her one true love. And he's a great dog. But I never thought I would get another dog after Mac, because it broke my heart when he died. He was just old. And we went into the vet to put him down, and he knew. He laid down on the pillow and went, and he knew. I'm like, thank you for letting go of the pain, Dad. But I was just sitting outside. It's a beautiful Texas rainstorm out tonight, so me and Gus are sitting on the patio enjoying the cool air, and he laid his head on me. Thank you, God, for dogs.